Faster machining times can now be achieved in FeatureCAM 2016 R2 with the option to set a relative plunge for 2-axis spiral and zigzag toolpath strategies. This relative plunge setting allows the tool to get to depth with a rapid move when the user decides it is safe to do so, reducing the overall cut time of the part. In this particular example, we can see in the part view, if I hover over pocket 1, we can see that pocket is cutting those orange surfaces in the inside of the component. When we then come to cut these blue side regions, we know that the material has been removed from the inside of the component, and of course there's no stock on the outside. We can therefore assume that it is safe to plunge to depth when cutting these blue regions. In this case, you can see I've got two side features to cut those blue regions. The first one uses the default settings, and the second one uses this relative plunge option. If I go into the first one, just go to the roughing area, into the plunge, and you'll note we have a plunge clearance value set at 3 mm, and currently in this particular toolpath, the relative plunge value is currently unchecked. If we were to check this box, what will happen is the tool will rapid to its plunge clearance position before machining that particular slice. This option is also available in the finish area, and again we can see we've got that checkbox for our relative plunge. If we were to preview this finishing operation, just so we can see the toolpath position, in this case I'm just going to zoom in so we can see the toolpath segment, and as I single step through, you can see in this case the black line is indicating the toolpath segment, and we can see here we've rapided to this point just above the stop material before slowly plunging into the component. This of course is repeated all the way through those finishing passes and the previous roughing operations if I was to play the simulation. If we were to go ahead and calculate the whole toolpath, in this case just running through all of our operations, so we have a number of hole operations, a series of toolpaths to remove the material. If I was to go to the details, we can see we've got an overall cut time here of 2 hours 19 minutes and 27 seconds. By changing to our relative option, again just going to the plunge area, we can see that the checkbox is now being checked for both the rough and the finish operations. If I was to again preview that toolpath, stepping through, we can now see the green rapid move. In this case, we can see rapid into the plunge clearance position before we start cutting the component. Again, playing this all the way through. All the way to the end. And checking our results area in the details, we can now see we're down to 218. So just by checking that checkbox on those side roughing and side finishing operations, we've taken a decent minute off our overall cut time of the component. Our final check, just to verify that we have no gouges or collisions. I'm going to run through a 3D simulation just to make sure that everything cuts okay.